Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Wednesday LiveStream for dulcimercrossing.com. I'm Steve Yulberg, and we are taking another step in our Celtic month of March. This time we're looking at jigs. Last week we kicked it off and with reels. So now we're taking a look at some jigs. And the biggest difference here is that jigs, reels have everything can be divided into two, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and watermelon, mashed potatoes. Everything can be divided down into that. You feel these pulses, but they're even spaces inside each pulse, even even beats. Today, let me make sure we're on here. Okay, very good. Turn that down. Today, we're going to look at jigs. Jigs are the kind of tunes, and I'm going to back up. My overhead camera can show you where my fingers are, but it's not going to show it in very good synchronization. I noticed this morning that camera seems to be very slow. We have 2 pulses in the measure still, but inside each pulse are 3 things, and that's the characteristic of the jig. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when I use vocables, which you know I like chocolate, coconut, strawberry, apricot, raspberry, blueberry, I can go into all kinds of fruits that are 3 syllables and have the accent on the first syllable. Now, if we say banana, that's going to throw it all off. We can't have that 3-syllable word because na is where the accent is. We don't say banana unless there's a flat tire in the car. So, what you'll notice is that my hand doesn't stop moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I call this jig strum 1. So when I'm doing this, I'm strumming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A good way to see how level your hand is and how even your strum is to just stop the strings with your other hand. And you'll notice there is some wrist movement, but most of my movement for strumming comes from my elbow. I'm not keeping my elbow like this and going like this with my wrist. That would give me wrist problems. The other thing is my dulcimer is not across my lap in a perpendicular kind of way. It's angled with the wider bout closer to my body so that my elbow can line up with the fretboard so that my strumming is going. It's an easy elbow move rather than a big wrist move. And I'm not pushing my arm this way. It's not a shoulder elbow pushing movement like this. I call this jig strum 1 because I don't ever stop the in and out pattern. What it means I have to do, however, is chocolate, coconut, pineapple, apricot, chocolate, coconut, pineapple, apricot, chocolate, coconut, pineapple, apricot. I have to accent the first syllable of the first pulse, which is 1, 2, 3, and then the first syllable of the second pulse, which is 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm naturally an out strummer. So my first one's an easy accent, 1, 2, 3. But the coming back is a more challenging in 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it makes for an easier transition this way. And you'll notice my strum hand keeps going. Back and forth. I've chosen this tune. It's called Elk in the Meadow. It's a composition I wrote after seeing an elk in the meadow beside me at sunset at Estes Park for the Scottish Irish Highlands Festival one September. And this tune is changing its melody notes on that pulse, which is why I'm using that to demonstrate. And it helps me demonstrate the accent as well. Now, that's jig strum 1. If I'd want to use jig strum 2, I think it's more complicated because I have to go out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out. But it does give me that opportunity to do the little bow lift, the way a dulcimer does what a bow lift is in the fiddling, the little it gives a little lift, and it's possible to combine both of those things in the same song. So I just did it I did it just in that particular place. Some people would use the B section as a place to do that differently. Other people would prefer that. It doesn't matter if you're an innie or an outie. The important thing is that the jig strum 1 is just going back and forth all the time. Jig strum 2 is returning to your strong strum. So every one of the accented strums is with your preferred strum. I believe, or my experience has taught me that when I'm showing people how to do this, they more easily get the jig strum 1 than the jig strum 2, which is why they're numbered the way they're numbered. Now, how does this compare to the hammer dulcimer? With a hammer dulcimer, we have two hands, and the beauty of the jig strum, or the 6/8 timing, I was alternating my hands all the time. So instead of saying there's a D here, I'm going to always use that D. There's an E here, I'm going to always use that E. There's also these D's and E's over here. I can start, because I'm starting on the bass bridge, I let my right hand start because it would be an awkward cross like this. But once I start, I just alternate hands as much as possible and follow the pattern to get the notes I need. This is one of the reasons why I don't work out hammering patterns before I learn the tune. I map the tune in both hands. So I now have both places I can play the D and the E involved, and I've mapped it in both sides of my head. So when it comes time to do my alternate pattern, it's not like you learn one way that's right and then you have to unlearn something. By mapping it in both sides of my brain first, I have resources laying around. I know of some people, I'm not one of them. I would love to be one of them that could buy a whole bunch of hammered dulcimers and stash them around the country so that when I'm touring in that area, I can use that familiar dulcimer. Instead of having to fly with it and deal with all the logistics of that. I do have friends, however, who loan me instruments, and so I get the benefit of that. It's not always the same instrument, and I have to do some adjusting when I get to the place. But the idea is I have resources that I can use when I need to use them. And my alternating hands lets me also get used to, it doesn't matter whether I'm a right or left hand player, I have to change which hand is going to do the accenting. So this is playing jigs is really good for working on hand exercises and developing both hands being able to equally and deftly playing the accent on the time that it shows up. Ha ha ha. Now I added a little rough in there where I had a bouncing thing happen before I switched hands. And that's the benefit of playing a hammered dulcimer is if I use that kind of a rough, if I have the wrong hand ready to start the next bit of the song, I can easily use that hand to switch. Now, there are tunes like you'll notice that I doubled up over here. Because or I could do this stretch, and that would actually be a good exercise for me. But it shows that I can more easily, in the A part of the tune, alternate hands as much as possible. In the B part, there's that one section. I notice every time I play that, I get a little tense if I have to do that right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left too much. And it would affect my timing the longer I would play it that way. So on the two instruments, these are the two characteristics that are the two things that make playing on dulcimers more more accessible and easier to do, because with the right hand strum, if I just use the jig strum one, I'm going out and going in. I'm just focusing my attention on making sure that my accents are happening on the out strum and the in strum, which is giving me the benefit of some right hand technique. On the hammer dulcimer, it by alternating hands as much as possible, jigs are perfect for helping me develop both hands to be able to do the accenting when I want them to be done. Now, you'll notice there may have been a couple of places in there where I didn't exactly play the melody as it was written or as I intended it to. But what was important was this is dance music. The timing is more important than the accurate note for dance music. So if you get the timing and the pulse right, then a lot of other things can be forgiven because you can continue in the song. If you stop to fix things, if you double up because you hit the wrong note, and you want to make sure you hit the right note, that the song's over. The dancers cannot dance to that. So that that's the secret. we have to stay in the timing above all. And if you're just joining us now, we've been looking at jigs today for our Celtic Month. Now, what's coming up on Dulcimer Crossing? Exciting. Oops, I got to share it before you can see it. That's the thing. Tomorrow, we are very excited that Carmen Amrein is going to be here and will be teaching us. She comes from Munich, Germany, München, and she'll be teaching us the Hochbrett. Well, the Hochbrett tradition is one that she is very familiar with. She also plays Western hammer dulcimer, and I believe she's going to tell us a little bit about the difference between the two instruments. But she's going to be teaching us the Schnapseinbringer polka, which is a very popular one. She says it got her first whiskey in Cork when she went there, when she played that tune. It's part of the German tradition of the continental playing of the hammered dulcimer like instruments. And this is our monthly live workshop, and we're really excited now because she's in Germany and she has two small children. We're going to broadcast it. We're going to meet with her live our time, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, which is not our normal time to do workshops, but it's not in the middle of the night for her, and it's after her children have gone to bed. So we're gonna have our 12:30 time tomorrow, and then we're also going to rebroadcast that. And Aaron May and I will be live curating the live broadcast at 5 p.m. our regular time. So we, if you want, this is for members, workshop and mentor level members of Dulcimer Crossing, but you can also click on this link and where you can purchase a ticket just for this one workshop. You also get an archive video of that. And now let's stop that. And let's take a look, because the other thing that's coming up this weekend is the Resonator Dulcimer Day. And this is a day-long set of workshops, conversations, open mic, and concerts that's taking place on Saturday on Zoom. And resonatordulcimer.com is the website to find this. If you are coming to this and you don't have this experience, in order to see the workshop page where everything's going to happen, you need to click on the login button on the right side of the top menu, and then this shows up. And then you can see the place to join the Zoom room, and all the resources are going to be there for you. The thing we've had some requests, so the thing we're doing, let's go home again, is that the concert is going to be live streamed on the Dulcimer Crossing Facebook page, and with a tip link that for people who want to join that and then support the artists, and the tips will be split between all the artists. So that's coming on Saturday. The concert time is 6 p.m. Central, and it'll be in a round robin form. And this is also the season of Lent. So if you would like to be part of Dulcimer Friendly Evening Prayer, let me give you the place where you can sign up for that. I hosted a play along service, a prayer service on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We've had some people who've been studying how to do this, and people joined us. This will be our second week, and you need to register here. And if you do it by noon, that'll make it certain that you can get the worship bulletin that has the lyrics and chords, so that you'll be able to participate and follow along. And one of our students last week had this experience. If you're not able to join us in Zoom, you can always go to the Steve Yulberg Facebook page, and the service is live streamed there as well. And one of our students actually joined us last week when she was having problems finding the other thing. So that's what's going on in the world of Dulcimer Crossing this week. We will continue with our Celtic Month next week. We have I believe we have 5 weeks. Yes, because we started on the 2nd. Is that right? 2nd, 9, 23. No, 2, 9, 16, 23, 30. Yeah, we have 5. So we have 5 weeks we get to focus on that. So that's very exciting. And if you have any comments or questions, you can always add them to the chat here now, or if you're watching this later, this will be archived on the Dulcimer Crossing live events page on the site for workshop members. It is also here on Facebook, and it's on our YouTube channel as well, and it's curated on our site. And always look forward to your comments and your questions. And you can write me at Steve at almontmusic.com. If you have suggestions for future topics or refinements to the questions that come up as a result of this. But for now, I'm going to sign off, and I'll say I'll see you next week.